Dr. Luke here. Today I want to talk about one of the pitfalls of starting a business, which is actually taking on too many tasks. So you as the entrepreneur, you're going to start an organization and maybe it's you and a spouse and a couple of loved ones that are willing to help you out. But let's be real. It's probably you are taking the lead on it. You're the one who solves some sort of problem. You're the one who's like the consultant or the trainer or whatever it is. And so you do this, and what happens is you are now the CFO, you're the COO, you're the CEO, you're the marketing, and you're doing all of this stuff. We tried to do that in the beginning too, and there was two of us. It was my wife and myself when we first got started, and we tried to take on all this stuff at once. I started to actually lose the competitive advantage of being a really, really good, solid coach, because I read and learn and read and learn and do, and I just learn, so that I can teach, so that I can coach, so I can grow other businesses, so I can help people save money, optimize their processes, right? Whatever it is. So, but the point is, I was wrapped up worrying about YouTube ad or a LinkedIn post or learning about QuickBooks and all of its ins and outs. So one of the things that is going to hurt bad, it is true that you're going to be busy pretty much 24/7 for the first probably couple of years while you're starting up a business. That is absolutely true. But how do you want to spend that time? Do you want to spend it honing your craft and honing the differentiators, the things that set you apart, the stuff you're good at, advancing the business that are adding value? Or do you want to be stuck doing the admin tasks? So you got to think to yourself, would I rather lower my margin? Let's say I have the possibility to make 200 grand this year, but that's if I do everything myself. Well, what if I brought on an assistant, or what if I brought on an accountant that I outsourced for a few hours a month, and that came out to $1,000 a month? Well, there goes 12 grand. Well, then maybe I have to do something to, these people over here can help me with all the marketing. They're social media gurus, and they're going to cost me like 50 grand this year. Okay, so there's 62 grand. Now you could make the other 130 some odd grand, right? So which do you want? I know that 200 grand sounds good, but does it? I know some of you in here are younger. Some of you might be older like I am. I tell a story on one of the other videos where I literally almost had a heart attack because of the stress and the work. And now I was in the Marine Corps for 21 years. I know what it's like to be in a high stress environment. I know what it's like to be competitive. And I can tell you that running a business is extremely stressful. But it's a good stress when you really enjoy and love what you're doing. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. There's a lot of commitment, a lot of things you're gonna be doing, but you've got to start offloading some of those tasks and relinquishing control. That's the one thing you're gonna wanna do. This is my business. I wanna control everything. You have to get rid of that mindset. You have to let other people do it. I had heard it said, like, if you think that other person could do it 80% as good as you could, that's good enough. I think that was John C. Maxwell who said that. And so if I feel like they can do it 80% as well as what I think that I can do it, well, guess what? I need to let them do it. So stop being a control freak. And I know that's hard for a lot of us, but you've got to empower and trust the people you hired. If you hired them because you trust them, right? So you got to offload that stuff. And that means also, even if they're not a W-2 for you, if they're a 1099 and you're bringing in contractors, you trusted them, right? Let them do their job. Trust them to do what they do. Give them guidance, and of course, hold them to whatever metrics that they're accountable for. But the point is, let them do their jobs, and then you focus on what you're good at, and then fill the gaps where you aren't. But don't take on too many tasks. All right, ditch the excuses. Let's get to work.